Hello and welcome back to a new video all about why Mike Bloomberg is the best thing and the best prospective candidate for the Democratic Party. As of right now, it is mid-February of 2020, and what I see is a candidacy of a guy that is a lot richer than Trump, who has very good executive credentials in the largest city north of the Mexican border. What we have here is Michael Bloomberg. This man, this short Jewish man, is the premier candidate to become the president, and let me tell you why. With Biden underperforming in Iowa, New Hampshire, he's looking to lose Nevada, and he might win South Carolina, which he should have been winning by 10, by maybe 2. This means that he's going to underperform in Super Tuesday, which also leads up to Michael Bloomberg doing well and capturing his vote. Why do I say that Mike Bloomberg can usurp Biden? I think that, well, it's just factually true. While Biden has been falling from an RCP aggregate of approximately 28% all the way down to 19% in the matter of a couple weeks, Michael Bloomberg has climbed to about double that average, to 14%. For every point that Biden loses, he takes 60% of that, okay? And then Buttigieg takes another chunk of that. That's where the support of Biden is going. That's why you see Buttigieg surging, and that's why you see Michael Bloomberg surging, and a slight increase for Klobuchar. The moderates are leeching off of a failing candidate, okay? Now, what I see is that Bloomberg has hundreds of millions of dollars invested already in a couple of months' worth of campaigning. And look, I am the first to acknowledge that Bloomberg has no charisma. He is not a fantastic speaker. He is articulate, but he is not very much a popular guy. You see this when he was going for mayor of New York, even with the Giuliani endorsement, even after 9/11, he still barely won his subsequent elections for mayor, even though he spent $100 million on each. That's like if you ran for Senate 5 times. It's absolutely crazy. And you know what? On his own merit, Bloomberg can't win the candidacy, but with money he can. Now, there's a lot of people that will say, oh, well, he bought his way to the candidacy, and it's not fair. You should be able to buy your way onto the debate stage. What I have to say to them is that I don't care. Number one, isn't this super fun, guys? You get to see somebody, like, you think, what would happen if you had unlimited money, but you're not popular? Well, this is the premier example, and that is Michael Bloomberg. This guy's a technocrat. He is a little bit fascistic, a little authoritarian. You know, he wanted to tax sodium, salt. He wanted to tax soda, etc. He wants to take away your guns, and you know what? I kind of like it, honestly. The fascism side, you know, the kind of nanny state, people shy away from that. I think they're kind of dumb and naive. You know, if you want universal health care, you're going to have to look at obese people and say you are disproportionately burdening the system and you're at risk of making us pay more, like it were a pre-existing condition, but it is completely within your own will. So I think that if we're moving towards progressivism, if we're going to be Democrats hypothetically, then Bloomberg is right to set regulations, sort of like how the European nations do on food, or maybe, you know, keep people in decent shape in general, and, you know, emphasize, you know, PE and, you know, group activities that exacerbate the betterment and health of the society, which makes healthcare expensive cheaper for all of us. That is a good methodology and a good ideology of Bloomberg, which is why he was compatible with the Republican Party for the longest time, because he was pro stop and frisk. What is wrong with stop and frisk? People are really nagging on Bloomberg for being pro stop and frisk, like how Giuliani implemented it originally in the 90s. This is derived originally from the broken windows theory, which is that small crimes go up to be worse and worse, okay? Hypothetically, if you're in a ghetto neighborhood, you see people smoking pot, you see gays around around. You just see a bunch of degeneracy. You are going to be more likely to say, well, I can get away with murder, right? That's hypothetically what the theory proposes. Now, what you need to do then is increase police intensity in certain neighborhoods. Now, this is where the Aspen Institute audio leak of Michael Bloomberg came out, and that was that he is very obsessive over statistics. He is a businessman. He is very concerned with charts and correlations and trends in the market, as it does with race. This is a very touchy subject. All Democrats pander to minorities. That is the plurality or the biggest block of voters they have. And it will be going into the future with demographic change. Now, what is important to know about this is that Michael Bloomberg is not super pro-minority as his other candidates that are more progressive and like to pander more. Bloomberg is less emotional and he's very like you gotta get it through your head. He is a bloodthirsty CEO. He is very, very, very technocratic. Very like think of Putin, icy cold. He doesn't care. He's very, vigil. Now, my point is that he simply goes and he says that 95% of the crime is between black males 15 to 25. Dang, okay, well, look, that clip, without context, is very racist to a Democratic voter. This could really clinch him, and this is why Biden wants to debate him in Nevada, because he knows that he can screw him on the black vote, which is very important for Biden to survive in South Carolina in Super Tuesday. This is why Bloomberg is spending so much money in Florida, for example, because he is capitalizing on the weakness of Biden. And an important way to stop a person with money is to break them with character and in physicality. And metaphysically speaking, Bloomberg does have the weakness of him being, 5'7", so he is just a small guy, Donald Trump says, I've had him up to here. He's shorter than Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, a lot of people, and it's just a subconscious thing where a lot of people don't want to vote for a woman, a homosexual. They don't want to vote for a certain minority. They don't want to vote for a Jew. They don't want to vote for a Jewish billionaire, right? This is the problem with Michael Bloomberg. But despite of all that, he can still have appeal. Why? Because when you blast ads to boomers over and over and over again, man, I see like 5 Bloomberg ads a day at least. And what is that to say? That is to say that he has unlimited money. This is the key thing. He can literally bribe mayors and little organizations to work to his behalf, right? What he did in New York and what he's doing now is that he's going to small aldermen and he's going to counselors and he's going to congressmen and women. And, also he goes to these clubs and he says, okay, you're broke. Okay, let me manipulate these people and I'm going to give them a $10,000 check and I'm going to bribe them to give them the endorsement. That's how he got the endorsement of the mayor of, I think, Houston. He got the endorsement of Governor Gina Raimondo of Rhode Island. He got the endorsement of many people, Judge Judy, right? And even though he does not have organic support, it's going to default to him because he's going to buy his way into the Biden moderate coalition and he's going to force out Pete Buttigieg eventually, I predict, which as of right now, and he's going to alienate Klobuchar, which leaves about 15 to 17% of the Democratic coalition going to him now, plus Biden. So he's going to be the front runner, I believe, and he can definitely win the nomination because of the superdelegates, which will bail him out at the end, which is why he can take about even more superdelegates than what Hillary got against Bernie. And you think they rigged it that time. But let me tell you something, that Bloomberg, at 70 years old, and after spending hundreds of millions of dollars in the Democratic Party and flipping the House for them in 2018 in Virginia, specifically on gun laws, he is going to pull the favors. He's going to get his payments back for the favors that he gave. Those solids are going to be paid back, okay? You burn the coal, you pay the toll, and that's what Bloomberg is going to say to Governor Ralph Northam. That's what he's going to say to all these people that he needs the endorsements of, and this is how he's going to secure the nomination in the most evil way and steal it from any organic populist movement, irregardless of him being unpopular. Now, thank you for watching. Comment down below. The microphone makes me sound more gay, by the way.